Hey everyone, welcome back for another unboxing video. Today it's going to be the AMT 1966 Chevy Nova Pro Street. It's a pretty cool looking model. It's a skill set 2, I think level 2 model. I got this model at Hobby Lobby, regularly priced about 23 bucks. It was on sale 40% off. I highly suggest you're going to go to Hobby Lobby, wait till those things are on sale because that's generally the price that they go for. I got this thing for around $13.50, I think, I don't know. So a much better deal than if I had paid full price for it. I always like to bother my viewers to like this video. If you're having fun watching my videos, go ahead and hit the like button. You can subscribe if you like, but hitting that like button is even more important. If you notice down in the links, you'll probably see some links to Amazon products. Of course, I have those in there, and I'm a bit of an Amazon whore, so if you want to use my links to buy some of the things you see in my videos over at Amazon, yes, I will make a commission. It doesn't cost you anything. Amazon gives me a piece of the action. You know, most of our YouTube revenue comes from our other YouTube channel, which is Gearhead Tour, where we go around and we take a look at real cars, not just model cars. We like to take the money that we earn over here from commissions from Amazon and whatnot and use that money to support things like Toys for Tots and other charitable organizations. So go ahead, use those links, give this video a like, and I thank you for that. Now this is a 1/25th scale model of a car that's really, really cool. I'd like to have one in 1:1 scale in my garage, but I don't, unfortunately. Once had a man offer to trade me one for a 67 RS Camaro that I had, and I thought about it. His car was certainly, it was a better car than mine, but turned him down, and so is history. This model is pretty cool. This car is a Pro Street model. Pro Street generally means that, you know, the rear end's been narrowed a whole bunch, so you could tub the car and put a big old set of tires in there. A lot of times you would see Pro Street cars with wheelie bars, but generally they seemed fairly stock looking on the outside. Became popular in the 70s, really, really big in the 80s. You don't see it as much. You don't see people doing Pro Street builds as much as you used to. Nowadays it seems to be more resto mods. But it was a really cool thing, you know, especially in that time frame to see these cars. And this model is, it looks like it's going to be a pretty cool example. We'll get to opening the box here in a minute. The Chevy II, as I was saying, came out to compete with the Ford Falcon, like in '62, I think is when this car came out. So Chevy II, there were a number of different Chevy IIs. There was the Chevy II 100, the 300, the 400, and then you could get the Chevy II Nova SS. That was sort of like the top end car, was the SS Nova Chevy II. And super car. This is the second generation. So the second gen was like 65 to 67. And this is my favorite. The earlier models I didn't like as much. They weren't as sort of muscly looking. These cars are still very small, but this definitely, the second gen had a more muscle look. Now I actually owned a Nova. I had a 72 Nova. Nothing to brag about. It was terrible. I hated that car. It was a 4-door. Much like this 66 Nova, most of them were 4 doors. I think there were more 4 doors and there were more wagons there than there were 2 doors, the sporty version of the car. So car was available, I think, with an inline 4, a couple different 6-cylinders, inline 6 cylinders, and then you could get like a 280, you could get like a 283 or a 327 in it. So 327 in this car back in those days was a pretty hot little machine. So here we have the box. The unopened box. Oh, there it is. $22.99 was the original price, and I got 40% off of that. So, much better deal than paying full price. Really cool color on this car on the box. I don't know if I don't know. I'm thinking about going with a blue for this. I really like that look. I've seen a lot of these cars over the years, or I might do something custom with the paint. I don't know yet. I haven't really given that too much thought. But this blue with white interior does look pretty cool on this model. A lot of bright work. Very cool. Skill level 2. 1/25th scale. It says over 110 parts, so I don't know why they don't just put the part count there, but over 110 parts. Looks like it comes with a little engine stand. That's pretty cool. Never was a big fan of these big snorkel scoops that this this model has, but you know, is what it is. Pro Street, there you can see those great big tires that I'm talking about. Narrowed rear end. See the rear end is narrowed, big fat tires underneath there. So kind of cool. There you said tub chassis, wide slicks, high-rise intake manifold, displayable engine block. So that's cool. And an engine stand. Pretty neat. I wonder if that's separate. I don't know if that's a separate block and stand or if it's the one from in the car. So it'd be interesting to see if there's an extra engine block in here. I guess we're going to see here in a moment. So Nice picture of the car from the side. So, as usual, I've got my gloves on. That's, of course, to keep from getting any oily fingerprints on the body of the car or any of the parts that are going to need to be painted. Once the car's painted, I don't care about these gloves. I take them off. But beforehand, you know, just anything I can do to keep my my oily fingers off of them, the better. So, take the plastic off. And get rid of that. And there she is. So here we go. Right on top, first thing is the bright work. The rims. Some obvious custom rims. Those aren't factory wheels, that's for sure. And it looks like, as I mentioned, this model comes with some chrome wheelie bars. You can see the springs. There's the little tiny wheel. So pretty cool. Custom wheels, the bright work. Obviously, we're gonna have to do like a wash in there to get that grille looking a little more realistic. We may have to do something. This car has a lot of chrome on it, and this model chrome can look kind of toyish. So we may have to consider stripping these parts down to the bare plastic and doing something, a different kind of chrome, maybe a Molotow or some other kind of chrome to make them look more realistic, because they can often look kind of toyish with this kind of chrome, which of course they are toys, you know, but we don't want them to look like it as much as possible. And so, you know, I can't even tell what some of these look like. Rocker, these are the side rockers. That's the rear panel. Tail lights, bumper, front bumper. So a lot of cool chrome pieces. Next up, the glass. Not much to see there. There's front and rear glass, and then the side windows, headlights, clear headlights in there. Not much in that bag. I'm not even going to open it. The body. Here we've got the body and the wheel tubs, part of the chassis, floorboards, all that. Separate pieces there. So a few details in there. You can see the emblems. We've got a few mold lines in there. But overall, a fairly clean model. Really cool body style in this car. Really love these things. I'll never have as much garage as I have a love for cars, that's for sure. Tires. They are not messing around here. Those are some big, big, fat slicks. They don't have any markings on the side. I guess we'll have to see if there's any decals, you know, to put on the side there, because otherwise these are just plain rubber. Let's see if the fronts have anything on them. Now the fronts do have some treads on it. Fats and skinnies. So skinny tires up front, fat tires in the rear. Again, no manufacturer markings on the sidewalls. And you got one big pack full of parts here. Let's see what we get here. Everything out at once. Okay, we're looking at interior, rear seats, front buckets, floor pans, door panels. That looks like a part of the fan shroud. So, a little small tree here, but it's got front suspension components. A lot of nice little neat parts there. Really, really small components. Big tree here with, that's our snorkel scoop. Looks like it comes in 2 pieces. Inside of the wheels, some shocks. The narrow, you can see how narrow that rear end is, right? Very narrow. Suspension, headers, the engine block. So there's the fan belts. And here we've got, oh, so yeah, here we do. So we had the engine block over here with the heads, oil pan, and all the parts for the engine. Here we have another engine block, cylinder heads and pieces, and an engine stand. So this is kind of neat. That'll be a neat little thing to have on the side. Hood hinges, very cool. The hood, of course. Firewall, radiator. So here's the dash with the gauges, foot pedals. Inside looks like we've got instructions and some decals. Let's see what these decals have in store for us. If we can do this without taking a finger off. Now we've got some graphics, and those graphics are very like 1983. So got an Illinois license plate, and that's about it here. Not much in terms of graphics. I would just say by looking at these, there's probably not a good chance I'm going to be using these, other than maybe I might use that license plate, but I don't think I'll be using these decals. I just don't care for that design. The instructions. Tells you some of the things you're going to need. Tweezers, brush, hobby knives. Hopefully someone here has a paint guide to tell us what color these parts should be. Although I like to sometimes just take it upon myself and decide what color things should be. It's giving us a pretty good description in each step of what the parts are. So, decal placement, yeah, we won't be using those. So actually, I don't see anywhere in here that has a guide for the paint work. So we might be just making those decisions all on our own. A lot of times you'll see it, you know, it'll say cylinder head, and then it'll have a color. Doesn't have that. Oh, here we go. Paint assembly, Chevy, orange, aluminum. So okay, so yeah, they're over here in the instructions. So there you have it. So we'll have some guidance. Sometimes we'll make our own decisions, but at least we have some guidance there. And there you have it. There is the 1966 Chevrolet Chevy Nova in a Pro Street form. And I'll be looking forward to the build on this. Probably just do something straightforward. I don't think I'll do anything. I don't know. It's hard to know. You never know what you're going to do with the model. But like always, we'll be looking forward to whatever happens.